Somebody was telling me something very interesting. He said, this thing about we don't think I'm going to die, we've seen it so many times. He told me something very interesting. He said, Swamiji, we see the other has got cancer. We never think I can get cancer. The fact is, anything can happen to anyone. So, this human body is subject to deterioration. This human body can be snatched away at any time. Hence, the saints, they warn us. Kripaluji Maharaj says, Avasar Bityo Jat Are Man. Oh my mind, the golden chance is slipping away from your hands. You are oblivious. You are sleeping. You are celebrating. Today is my birthday. Happy birthday. This is not a day of celebration. One more year has gone by. The opportunity before you has reduced by 1 year. It is a day to lament. Our lifespan is reducing. We are going towards death. The only thing that is definite in life is death. That is why the English saying, as sure as death. So, we know that this human form is slipping away from us. Narad ji is also warning us. Kshanardhamapi, don't waste even one moment. That is for those people who were asleep. But you have woken up. You have come to know from the scriptures what is the goal of life. Now you cannot sleep again. You can pretend to be sleeping. People can pretend to be sleeping. Sometimes somebody asks me, Swamiji, do you like to give lectures to Indians or to Westerners? I say, giving lectures to Indians is a big problem. They are pretending to be asleep. Somebody who's pretending to be asleep, you can't wake him up. And a Westerner, he's heard it, immediately he's awake. So there's the big difference out there. They know it and yet they are not going to do it. The Indians, what to do? So, once a person is woken up, he can pretend to be asleep. Woken up, I mean in terms of the goal of life. He can pretend to be asleep, but he doesn't go back to sleep again. So that is why we must now, having known this, utilize the human life every moment for attaining our goal. Sutra number 78. Ahimsa, satya, shaucha, daya, stikyadi, charitryani, paripalaniyani. This bhakti is the highest thing. And this bhakti is beyond all dharmas. There are different stages of dharma. There is one stage, you say the truth, you don't steal. And the final stage is you surrender to God. So when you are surrendering to God, you are catching the highest level of dharma. At that time, you are not obliged to follow the lower level of dharmas. For example, dharma says, you must serve your parents as good as God. Pitri devo bhava, matri devo bhava. That is what dharma says. But then somebody takes sannyas, the path of renunciation. He leaves the parents and he only serves God. Prahlad said, Mata nasti pita nasti nasti me swajano jana. He said, I know no father, no mother, all I know is God. Lakshmanji said the same thing. When Ram told him that, listen, I have to go to the forest, not you. You stay here and serve the parents. So Lakshman says, Guru Pitu Matu न जानऊ काऊ कहूँ सुभाऊ नाथ पतियाऊ. I don't know anybody. मोरे सब ही एक तुम स्वामी दीन बंधु उर अंतरयामी. He's saying, I do not know my Guru Vasisht, I do not know my parents, I am not interested. All I know is you. More sabhi, you are everything. You are my father, you are my mother, you are my Guru. So somebody who's totally surrendering to God is leaving the bodily dharmas. So does he incur a sin that he is left? The Vedas were saying, respect your father as God, respect your mother as God. He is leaving that dharma. Is he incurring a sin? No. Why? Because he has got a higher dharma. He's got a higher duty. So when you surrender yourself to the higher duty, you're automatically relieved of the lower duty. Like somebody, even he has his duty to his parents, but he joins the army. Now he's fulfilling his duty to the nation. There's a chance he may die. So people will say, what? You died in the war? What about your duty to your parents? No, I was catching a higher duty. So the highest duty is towards God. So when we catch that highest duty, we are not obliged to the lower ones. If it is necessary to say a lie for the sake of God, you have to say it. Yudhishthir had said the truth all his life. And Sri Krishna told him, tell a lie. So Yudhishthir was in a quandary, what to do. I am attached to telling the truth. Sri Krishna says, what is the purpose of dharma? The purpose of dharma is to take you to God. And God is telling you, all right, tell a lie. What is your duty now? Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam. Do what God is telling you to do. That is your duty. Everything else was to help you get there. So, if God asks us to tell a lie, we have to tell a lie. Sri Krishna told Arjun, all right, you hit Karna in his back. That's your duty now. Arjun hesitated. He is a Kshatriya. I've never done this kind of thing. He tells Bhimsen, you hit Duryodhan below the belt. Duryodhan also shudders. But Sri Krishna is teaching them that you have to be totally detached to everything except for me, except for the Lord. So, when we catch the highest dharma, we are not obliged to follow the lower dharmas. However, Naradji here is telling the reverse. He is saying, right now, you don't make excuses unnecessarily. You see, every philosophy can be misutilized. Tharo mal sumharo mal, maro mal sumharo mal chehi. One Sethji, he said, I have got half Brahma Gyan. What is full Brahma Gyan? Full Brahma Gyan is everything that is mine belongs to the Guru, everything that is the Guru's belongs to me. So as yet I have got half Brahma Gyan. What is that? Everything that belongs to the Guru belongs to me, and what belongs to me belongs to me in any case. So we always, the human intellect wishes to misutilize. So Naradji says, right now you are just beginning your devotion. So you don't make excuses, all right, now I can tell lies, now I can commit violence, etc. So he says, ahimsa, satya, daya, asteya, non-stealing, all these good conduct, you follow them. Don't make excuses that, I am doing devotion, now I can abuse people, I can hurt people, I can do this. No. When you go ahead and your mind is totally attached and in that absorption, you make an infringement, that is a different thing. But his advice to us now is that you do all these as well and also do your bhakti. The last sutra for today. Sarvada, sarvabhavena, nishchintitair, bhagavanena bhajaniyah. Even when you engage in bhakti, it doesn't mean that your miseries will all of a sudden come to an end. Just like there is a fan rotating, you switch it off. Does the fan immediately? No. It takes time. It slows down and then slowly it comes to a standstill. Similarly, we've got our sanchit karmas of endless lifetimes and we have to reap the results. So each time we take birth, at the time of birth, the prarabdha is decided. In other words, from our stockpile of karmas of endless lives that God has the account of, He takes one chunk and He says, this portion you have to bear in this life. So that becomes our destiny for that life. That we can change with our present efforts, the kriyaman, but that prarabdha is given to us. So even though we are engaged in devotion, that prarabdha is attached to all of us. And in accordance with that, we are getting suffering, defeat, victory, etc. This is all coming, like the fan slowing down. So we should not be disturbed if things don't always go our way. Narad ji says, nishchintitair. Be totally undisturbed no matter whatever happens. There's a beautiful verse in the Bhagavatam. Tatte nukampam susamikshmano bhunjan evatmakritam vipakam ridvag vapurbhir vidadhan namaste jivetayo bhakti pade sadaya bhak. This verse says that bhakti will become your daya bhak. What is daya bhak? Paternal inheritance. The father's property is inherited by the children. That is their inheritance. So in our case, our eternal Father is God. So His property is our inheritance. That property, divine love, it will become our daya bhak, provided we meet these three conditions. So Ved Vyas writes, what are the three conditions? Tatte nukampam susamikshmano. Keep waiting for God's grace. Don't complain. I have been waiting for so long. What is wrong with Him? Has He forgotten about me? He's bestowing grace on others. No. Be patient. There is some deficiency from my side. Why it's not come? I will keep on waiting. We sang this Kavali yesterday. Baithe hai ta kayamat, dar pe laga ke nara. We will wait till kayamat, till the dissolution. We are willing to wait. So the first condition is keep waiting for God's grace. Second condition, whatever sukh, dukh, happiness and misery you get as a result of your past karmas, peacefully accept them without complaint. Without complaint. That is important. We are always complaining. Why did God do this to me? Why did God do that to me? This complaint goes on and on and on. Once in Russia, there was a wonderful crop of potatoes. So the farmer was crying. Oh, such a wonderful crop of potatoes. So the party leader asked him, what are you crying about? He said, listen, I used to feed the rotten potatoes to the pigs. This year there has been such a wonderful crop of potatoes. The problem is, what will I feed the pigs? So our human mind always finds something to be discontented about. Another person, one father, he gave a bucket of potatoes to his son. And he said, listen, put the big potatoes on this side and the small potatoes on this side. That boy did it, and after some time he said, "Father, this is too much. I'm having a headache. I can't do it." Father said, "Such a simple task. Why can't you do it?" He said, "There is too much of decision making involved. It's a big potato, small potato. There's too much of decision making involved. I cannot do it." One person, he went with a map of the Ganga. He went checking out the Ganga. And he came to a point where the map showed that the Ganga should go this way, and the Ganga was going this way. He said, "What is this? Why is the Ganga going like this when the map shows it's supposed to go like this?" So when we want to be discontented, we become discontented about everything. So Ved Vyas has said the second condition. First condition, you wait for the grace. Second condition, don't complain whatever God does to you. No complaints. Third condition, with your body, your mind and your words, you keep offering your respects to God. Somebody who meets these three conditions, bhakti becomes his paternal inheritance. So simple. The most difficult in this is the second one, no complaints. Not externally, internally. God is unconcerned by what you are saying. He is concerned with what you are thinking. So Narad ji says, sarvada, always, sarvabhavena nishchintitair, being totally unconcerned. All right, God wanted it this way, never mind. That doesn't mean we don't put in our effort. Sri Krishna's famous verse, karmanye vadhikaraste ma phaleshu kada. You have the right to put in your effort, but not to the results of the efforts. So we put in our best efforts. The results are up to God. They were not favorable. That must be His will. Who cares? I have to keep putting in my best effort. So if we keep on putting in our best effort and we leave the results to God, whatever He gets, He decides. Even the worldly mother gives different kinds of results. Sometimes she lifts up the child in her lap and hugs the child. And sometimes she ignores the child. Stand by the side of the wall, I will not speak to you. Sometimes she feeds him, and sometimes she says, no, your stomach is upset, you will not get anything. So is it that the mother is a good mother at times and bad mother at times? They are all different aspects of the mother's goodness. Similarly, the Supreme Lord is using different ways to elevate us. We have this faith that whatever He is doing is for my best interest. That kind of faith. You know that story I have told you all? One piece of wood. It went to the sculptor and said, "Can you make me beautiful?" The sculptor said, "I am ready. Are you ready?" The wood said, "Yes." So he took out his tools and started hammering. What are you doing? Stop, stop. The sculptor said, "Listen, if you want to be beautiful, you have to be willing to tolerate pain." Okay, but do a little bit every day. Don't go beyond limits. So he continued. And the wood said, "Enough for today, now the rest tomorrow. I can't tolerate anymore." It kept on screaming. The sculptor kept on doing his work. And after a few months, it became a beautiful deity of the Lord, and it got established in the temple. So similarly, we are ugly from inside, the mind and the intellect. We want to beautify ourselves from inside. And God is the divine sculptor. We must give Him that authority. Okay, Lord, I will not scream. You do what you like. And then when we give Him that authority, Meri chahi mat karo, main moorakh agyan, teri chahi mein Prabhu hai mera kalyan. Then the divine sculptor very easily, He beautifies us. and we reach that goal. So we must be nischint, we must have faith. Whatever is happening is for my best interest.